Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Thank you, God, who's given me life, sustained me, and let me arrive at this moment. Mr. Ambassador, Mr. President, rabbis, clergy, elected officials, Consul General, thank you all for braving the elements. Thank you for being here. It really is overwhelming. Most of you, certainly the ones who know me, know that I am infinitely more comfortable watching proudly from the sidelines rather than being here in the spotlight. It's how I was raised. It's how I see myself as a professional. And it's just more comfortable for me. I was persuaded to accept this amazing honor, though, because no one thought a farewell Zoom would be appropriate. But it was my preference. Plus, truth be told, I did really want to have this final opportunity with you, my beloved community, my people, because after serving you for more than 42 years, I wanted to speak with you this time. I wanted to speak with you from my heart. And I really want to thank you for this amazing recognition and for this opportunity. Since announcing my retirement, I've been overwhelmed by the expressions of love from so many people. When I entered the field of Jewish communal work, I never thought I would be an executive of anything, much less of a federation filled with kind, generous, innovative, passionate, resourceful, beautiful Jews. You've tolerated my shortcomings over decades, and you've lifted up all of the worthwhile aspirations I had for Federation, but could never have achieved except for extraordinary leaders and amazing professionals who actually know how to get things done, and whose values, integrity, and effectiveness inspires me and elevates us all. As you saw in the video, and please forgive the extraordinary overstatement of so many of the things that were said, Federation really has accomplished remarkable and just shy of impossible things that have touched people and literally saved lives. We have been in process to bring the world a little bit closer to perfection. Who gets to do that? Who gets to do that with their life? Who gets to do it with people they love? People don't deserve or earn that kind of a privilege. It's a gift. It's a pure gift. The people on the stage here a moment ago and others took a chance by hiring a rather introverted and relatively inexperienced 30-something as your executive. I followed Mike Brody, who deserves a lot of credit for shaping the foundation of this strong and vibrant Jewish community. And despite those overly generous words on the video, the true strength of this federation derives from the people who step forward with their time and their talent to be guarantors of the well-being of our community. The opportunity to work with and learn from people like those, that's rare, and that's a gift that is not lost on me. For the past 4 months, there's been a national search process underway to select the new Federation's CEO, and I know they will choose someone special to step into this role. When people ask me what I'm going to miss the most, I actually have a long list, but mostly, number one, I will miss the strength, the inspiration, the wisdom, and the love I feel for and from my colleagues, people who have chosen a profession and answered a calling to serve the Jewish people and perfect the world. The first among the many assets that my successor is going to inherit is a seasoned, respected, and gifted management team. They deserve so much of the credit for what we do at Federation. But to the entire Federation staff, and so many are here tonight, your deep commitment to our mission is unrivaled. There is just no one better, and I am so grateful for what you do and for who you are. Thank you so much, my friends. They really deserve it. Friends, I want you to think for a minute about the American Jewish community and what it has accomplished and what it can do, the breadth, the scale, the impact of our continental community. Tonight, I'm so proud and grateful to have representatives from the Jewish Federations of North America, including my friend and colleague, CEO Eric Fingerhut. And I also am so proud to welcome cherished colleagues from fellow federations, national agencies, and from some of the most significant Jewish private foundations in the country. Your presence and the work you do is amazing, and I am so moved that you traveled to be with me tonight. Thank you. Ultimately, the core of who I am starts with my family, the people in my life who keep me grounded and humble, I might add. You heard about my parents of blessed memory, whose love and instructions on how to walk through life continue to guide me. They and my brothers, our little Phoenixville shul, the people in our town, rooted me deeply in the importance of family and community in Jewish life. It means the world to me that my big brother Dean and my beloved sister-in-law Judy are here from Boston, and I want to believe that our late brother David is here in spirit with us as well. My children and their children bring me about 1,000 more times joy than oi in my life. That's cute, isn't it? You heard from my Chana. Her brothers, Judah and Zachary, are no less impressive, and likewise their partners, Bill, Taryn, and Mandy. My life changed when I became a father, and then it changed again when I became a Saba, a grandfather of 6, and I'm really proud that Macy, Toby, and Ruthie are here. This is the part where you have to pay attention, guys. So much of what I do, so much of what drives me is the vision of what I want the world to look like through your eyes. And I want you to look around right now and always remember what Jewish community looks like and what it feels like. Which leads me to Mindy. It's no secret that jobs like these are demanding in terms of time, attention, share of mind, life choices in so many ways. In every way, though, Mindy made it possible for me to do my job and to follow my calling. And even while she was supporting me at every turn, she also forged her own path, a gifted therapist, a documentary filmmaker, an organizational consultant, and more, a super softy to the little ones. If there were one person who made it possible for me to do this work, it is she. And I am humbled and grateful beyond measure. I thank you, sweetheart, and I love you very much. Friends, the Talmud says that words that come from the heart enter the heart, and I hope that's going to be the case tonight. The seismic changes reverberating through the world since October 7th are presenting us with a reality that demands our attention and it demands our response. Like every single person in this room, I know the horrific events of that day and the ensuing weeks have shaken me to the core. What I thought I knew to be true on October 6th, I now find to be uncertain or just plain wrong. And I am struggling mightily as a leader, as an American, and as a Jew to make sense of things and to figure out a way forward. I thought I had a pretty good handle on the extent and nature of anti-Semitism to our safety and security. I believed that Jew hatred was limited to some white nationalists on the right, conspiracy theorists over there, and willfully ignorant people on the left, and radical jihadists who worked abroad. I was wrong. I was flat out wrong. In our cities, in our institutions of higher learning, rampant in online comments and social media, we all know this, the haters, they make no distinction between hatred of Israel and hatred of Jews. That's becoming clearer and clearer every single day. Anti-Zionism is nothing other than thinly veiled anti-Semitism, plain and simple, full stop. The breathtaking increase in anti-Semitic incidents, attitudes held by young Americans toward Israel and toward Jews, the celebration of Hamas as heroic anti-colonial liberators. Friends, it's clear the world has changed. A Harvard-Harris poll from mid-December discovered that 2/3 of Americans between the ages of 18 and 24 consider Jews to be an oppressor class. Really? Does that make sense? We in Miami, we have true friends throughout the leadership of government, the corporate world, our universities. They've been terrific. Most Jewish communities in the country are facing a different reality, and the silence of many of the groups, many of the people that we've worked in common cause with over decades is beyond disheartening. We are learning, tragically, who our true friends are. They're too few in number, but that makes the friends that we do have even more cherished and appreciated. Several are with us here tonight, and your presence means the world to us. Thank you for your friendship and for always standing with us. Friends, if I thought I loved Israel before October 7th, and if I thought I understood how important it is to our existence, forget it. I am a born-again Zionist right now. And I am so clear on what I was missing. Erwin Kotler once said that the founding of the modern state of Israel wrote the Jewish people back into history. But without even realizing it, I had become complacent about Israel's invincibility. I had come to assume that there will always be a place where Jews are protected. The world is teaching us right now, in vivid terms, that the idea of a Jewish safe haven is not some irrelevant historical trope based on Holocaust PTSD. Israel's founders understood that Jewish sovereignty is an existential imperative. It's not trivial, and we must never take it for granted. Our lives depend on that. I sincerely believe, Ariel talked about this, that what's happening in Israel is not at its root about Israel. History's taught us we've been the canaries in the coal mine. And that hate, as Ariel said, that begins with the Jews never ends with the Jews. The torrent of anti-Semitism in response to Israel's legitimate and vital, if heartbreaking, need to eliminate an intractable enemy and to deter those who are determined to destroy us. It's a dose of bitter reality we better not ignore. That's exactly what never again means, and we need to take it seriously. I understand very well, and I fall prey to it, the inclination to draw parallels between today and the 1930s. For the first time in my life, I can actually see how it could happen here, and it chills me to the bone. That said, there are some extremely important differences that give me confidence that history will, in fact, not repeat itself. Number one is Israel. Despite the painful wounds, despite the many threats it faces, despite the politics, Israel is a strong, successful, resilient, and determined nation. For the better part of the last 2,000 years, we were a people without a land, without an army, without agency. That is no longer the case, thank God. Number two, we are remarkably unified at the moment. The rancorous discord that Israel was experiencing before the war has given way to a universal national mobilization, first to grieve and to heal, and then to recover, like a mended broken bone, even stronger than before. And Jews in America, not least in Miami, are singular in support of our Jewish homeland. Look at our community's reaction to the war. Nationally, over $780 million has been raised by the Federation System for the Israel Emergency Fund, and 30 million of that came from Miami. 300,000 people came together in Washington for the largest pro-Israel gathering in our nation's history. Clear calls for support of Israel's efforts in Congress and the administration continue. We are, at this moment at least, indeed one. The third difference, and it's not small, is that most elected officials, almost all elected officials, and the governments they lead are true allies. From security grants to the close cooperation we receive from law enforcement at all levels, unlike generations that came before us, the power wielded by authorities right now is in our favor. This is thanks to strategic partnerships forged over time by Jewish organizations like ours, acting nationally and locally to ensure the security of our people remains a high priority. Which leads me to the most important factor that differentiates today from 80 or 90 years ago. The biggest difference, friends, between today and pre-war Europe is you. It's you, an organized, influential, affluent, and united Jewish community. Friends, could I ask for the house lights to be raised? A little bit more. Nice. I wanted the lights to be up because I wanted to see you. I wanted to see your faces, and I wanted to talk more personally with you for these final few minutes. I also wanted you to see each other. I wanted you to look at each other's faces because this is serious stuff, and we are very much in this together. We believed that Israel was invulnerable. We believed that our donations to universities would win us friends. We thought Israel, as a peace-seeking democracy, a light unto the nations, would be accepted in the international community. We assumed that the absurdity of conspiracy theories and preposterous moral inversion would never gain traction. You know what? We were wrong. We were flat out wrong. We're in for a very challenging time ahead, and I don't know when it's going to end. I don't think it's going to be soon. Whatever the threats, though, whatever the challenges, I really believe, I know that we're not only going to survive, but we have it in our capacity to thrive, to become even stronger. There's no question in my mind that a strong and secure state of Israel, political activism, the deepened investment and engagement of our community will, as the High Holiday Liturgy promises, avert the severity of the decree. But not, I repeat, if we continue to do business as we have in the past. Whatever we are doing to support the social service needs of our people in Israel, we just have to do more. The sacrifices they make to ensure the continued vitality and safety of the state allows us to live as free and proud Jews here in the diaspora. That's not an overstatement. We absolutely have to put aside whatever differences we have with one another, political, religious, whatever. Nothing makes an anti-Semite happier than to see us fighting with each other. Believe me, the neo-Nazis and the river to the sea folks don't give a damn if we're Republicans or Democrats. They really don't. Then we have to ask ourselves, how important is it to me to make sure that the Jewish people are safe, that our children's children grow up as engaged, proud, and free Jews, or that the most vulnerable among us are not forgotten? If Jews aren't safe everywhere, then Jews will not be safe anywhere. And our fates, us sitting in this room tonight, are linked to the security of Israel and the well-being of Jews throughout the world. And for a community to be so blessed in resources and still have people among us who are forced to choose between food and medicine is not only a poor reflection of our strength, it's also a dismal reflection of our character. If we don't see to it that every Jewish child receives an education that's richly layered in history and faith and celebration and meaning, then we're going to be allowing our kids' Jewish identity to be defined by anti-Semites and haters. How we fare through this next chapter in history is going to depend largely on how much we care and how much we are willing to invest in our future. I'm incredibly proud of what this Federation has accomplished over decades. We've built a secure safety net for our people. We've supported, innovated, educated, advocated. We kept the community together through disasters, wars, pandemics, crises of every sort. And yet I know, and please forgive me for being direct with you. You can't fire me. What we have accomplished and invested will not be sufficient in the years ahead. Not if we want to stay strong, not if we want to continue to flourish. When we say in our morning prayers, "Blessed is God day by day for burdening us with our blessings," this This is our sacred burden, and the decisions we make on how to live as Jews and how to give as Jews will be a fair and accurate measure of how much that matters to us. In a moment, I'm going to conclude, I promise, and you're going to be handed your pledge cards. You know the drill. You've come here before. I want to ask you, please, don't even look at what you gave last year. I'm willing to take the chance. Think instead about the challenges we're going to be facing together and decide how important it is for you, for our continued flourishing. Tomorrow is in our hands. Let's hold one another accountable now and always. I thank you, my friends. I thank you, my community. I thank you for your kindness, for your generosity. Thank you for the extraordinary privilege, the gift it's been to serve. May God forever crown the work of your hands with success. I love you all very, very much.